Welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay, looks like we're going to be getting started. We're going to start with who we have. Everybody probably will come along because we only have a short period of time to do this. Welcome on Facebook. If you can, give a shout out. Let us know who you are so that we know you're with us. That will be great as we join in. I want to welcome you. Welcome Instagram. Instagram is here. Like we're ready to go. Okay. All right. Like we're ready to get started. Facebook, are we ready? Instagram, are we ready? Let's see who do we have on Instagram. Granny Girl, welcome, welcome. Bobby International, welcome, welcome. Alicia, welcome. I see you. Gonna wave at a couple of people here, just to let them know that we know you're here. Thank you, Johnny, for sharing our video. We really appreciate that. We really appreciate you sharing the video, letting people know that we are here for Jeopardy Noir. Facebook, who do you have on Facebook? I have no names yet. I see there's some people watching, but we don't know who's in our studio audience today that is broadcasting. Let's see. We have, just found out something, KP, that we can bring viewers on Facebook Live. Mr. Scott, thank you. Here, thank you for doing this. We're ready. All right, Jermaine Scott, welcome, welcome. Jermaine is here. He said, thanks for doing this. He said, we're ready on Facebook. Are we ready on Instagram? We're going to get started. Let's go to our first questions. And let's welcome to Jeopardy Noir. Again, this is part of our Safer at Home series that we do. We've been doing it. I think this is maybe our 4th episode or 5th. I don't know what number we're actually at. The days are all running the same to me. I'm getting to the point of asking people, what day is it? You know? So we've been doing this for a couple of weeks now. We've had great participation. If you're new to Jeopardy Noir, the way that this works is we ask a question. We pose a question on Facebook and on Instagram. And the first that responds in the comment with the answer wins that particular round. We have one winner from Facebook. We have one winner from Instagram. What we're going to be doing is sending out little keepsakes. Again, like our Visions of Our 44th President. This is an exhibit that we did here at the Black Archives about Barack Obama. This is a keepsake. It's a rap book personalized for the Black Archives. We did it in conjunction with the Charles Wright Museum out of Detroit. This is a great book to have for a coffee table book or a gift to someone else, regifting. We also have little table cup holders that keeps water off your coffee tables. So we'll be sending this out to people that have participated. And of course, our customized Black Archives mug, our personalized mug. There's a night vision of the Historic Lyric Theater. Also information on one side. I know it's hard to see. There we go. On that side, and there we go on that side. This is an amazing keepsake, a mug that you can have for yourself on your desk or as a regift that you would give to someone else. So we're just so excited to have everyone here. Let's see if we can, no, okay, all right. Looks like we're ready to go. Instagram, Facebook, we are ready to go for Jeopardy Noir. So our seems like our attendance is a little down. We normally have about 40 people, 20 on each channel. But of course, as days are opening up, some things are opening up, people are getting out. I'm not going to get out because I want to stay healthy. But, you know, people are more than welcome to do what it is that they feel that they need to do. But we just want to provide this service as a way to keep people safe and entertained. Here's the first question. She worked as a human computer in 1952 for NASA and earned the Presidential Medal of Freedom in 2015. Can someone tell us who was this person? Who was this person? She worked as a human computer in 1952 from NASA for NASA and earned the Presidential Medal of Freedom in 2015. Can someone tell us who was this person? Give you some time. All right, we have an answer on my left side. Facebook has the answer. Facebook has the answer, Ms. Byers. Let's see if anybody, oh, we have our answer on, and we have our answer on both platforms. We have our answer on both platforms. We have Vanessa Wood Byers, welcome from last week, who was phenomenal in her answering of the questions on Facebook. And we have Boss Misha. I hope that's not one of our employees, but if we only have a few people on, we'll take them staff answers. And that answer for this particular question is Katherine Johnson. That is very correct, Katherine Johnson. So we have our Facebook winner. We're not playing today. That was very quick. That was very quick. Let's get ready. Are we ready for our second question? Here we go for our second question. Even though she wore leg braces as a child, she grew up to be an Olympic sprinter. Even though she wore leg braces as a child, she grew up to be an Olympic sprinter. Somebody tell me who was she? Even though she wore leg braces as a child, she grew up to be an Olympic sprinter. Who was she? I have my answer on Facebook. Vanessa Byers answered first. Do I have my answer on Instagram? We have our Instagram answer. All right. So we don't have an answer on Instagram. The answer is Wilma Rudolph. That goes to Ms. Vanessa Wood Byers, who is coming in strong from last week. I see Connie Kennard came in second. Jermaine Scott came in third on Facebook. All right, Connie says she's born in Clarkville. She's a TSU grad. And can't be plugging TSU too much on here, Connie, because I'm a rattler. You know, we don't play. But yes, Wilma Rudolph is the answer. The answer is Wilma Rudolph. I don't know, Instagram, Facebook has come up strong. And here we have some more history from Connie Kennard. She ran under Coach Ed Temple Tiger Bell. She ran under Coach Ed Temple Tiger Bell out of Tennessee State University. Wilma Rudolph, thank you for that background history, Connie Kennard with the GMCVB. We certainly appreciate you coming on and sharing with us at this moment. Vanessa Byers has 2 points over on Instagram. I say, come on, Rattlers. LOL, HBCU love. Indeed, it is always HBCU love. The answer is Wilma Rudolph. We're going to go to our next question that we have available to us. Are we ready, Facebook? We're ready, Instagram. Here's our next question. Who led the movement that going back to Africa was the answer to the problems of Black Americans? Who led this movement that going back to Africa was the answer to the problems of Black Americans? Who led that movement? Going back to Africa was the answer to the problems of Black America. I have an answer on Instagram. I do have an answer, Mia Sean. I have my answer on Facebook. That answer is Marcus Garvey. Yes, Jermaine Scott on Facebook. Mia Sean on Instagram. Great answer. Thank you. We have our answer. Jermaine Scott. Was it Jermaine Scott first? Yeah, Jermaine Scott was first on Facebook. Instagram, the answer went to Mia Sean 02. Thank you so much. Are we ready for our next question? We are ready for our next question. Here we go. The ironing board was invented by what Black American woman? The ironing board was invented by what Black American woman? The ironing board. Many marvels that Blacks have contributed to the success of in the work field as well as the technical field in the United States. This woman invented the ironing board. This Black woman invented the ironing board. Can we have a name? I have my answer on Facebook. I have my answer on Facebook. Do I have my Instagram answer? I have my Facebook answer. Do we have Instagram? All right, we're moving on. The answer is going to Jermaine Scott on Facebook? Jermaine Scott on Facebook. That answer is Sarah Boone. Sarah Boone. Some of y'all got to get your Google up now. Y'all people, you got to get that Google. Got to move fast to get those answers. Yes, Sarah Boone invented the ironing board, a black woman. You know, it's interesting how for some reason people don't realize the many inventions that blacks have contributed to it. And because we were in charge of doing the work. So who most importantly would be coming up with ideas to make the work easier? People of color. If I was a white person and I never ironed any clothes, why would I say, oh, I'm going to create the ironing board? You know, no, it was black people that were using these materials, using this and doing the work, that were thinking of ways to make their work go just a little bit better and effective. So yes, definitely. I'm bringing that a little closer so we can see it. Let's go to our next question. Thank you so much. Jermaine Scott was the winner. Vanessa Byer second. Certainly appreciate you, Kayla Dixon. Kayla Dixon, thank you for joining us today on Instagram, and we're ready to move to the next question. Who was the first black female Secretary of State? Who was the first black female Secretary of State? The first black female Secretary of State. Welcome, Kayla Dixon from Boca. Thank you for joining us from Boca Raton. We appreciate you. The first black female said, get that Google working. I know some people on it. All right, I have my answer on Instagram. I have my answer on Facebook. Answers are in. Answers are in. The answer to this is Condoleezza Rice. Jermaine Scott. Jermaine Scott on Facebook. Kayla Dixon from Boca. Welcome, Condoleezza Rice. Kayla Dixon on Instagram had the correct answer. Condoleezza Rice. Thank you so much for that. Let's keep moving. Yeah, we're moving fast. That's awesome. Glad to have you on Jeopardy Noir. Going on to the next question. In what year was the Fugitive Slave Law passed? In what year was the Fugitive Slave Law passed? The Fugitive Slave Law, the law that allowed people to go into other states and extract runaway slaves and take them back down south across state lines. What year was a fugitive slave law passed? Prior to this, slaves were running to the north, but legally. Thank you, Mia Shun. Mia Shun has our answer on Instagram. Our Instagram has the answer. Do we have the answer on Facebook? Jermaine Scott. Jermaine Scott answered on Facebook. Our answer to the fugitive slave law year that it was passed, 1850. 1850 was a fugitive slave law passed. Thank you, D. Brown, for joining us. 823. Glad to have you on Jeopardy Noir. Connie Kennard in second place. Jermaine Scott. I think his internet just is moving just a little bit faster. So thank you so much for that answer. Facebook, are we ready? Instagram, are you ready? The next question. In 1942, which branch of the military became the last to admit blacks? In 1942, which branch of the military became the last to admit blacks? 1942, which branch of the military became the last to admit blacks? If you think about it very hard, it's really an easy question if you think about the attitude of the military. Welcome, Evie Queen. A little late, but welcome. Thank you for joining us here today. All right, I have my answer on Instagram. I have my answer on Instagram. Do I have my answer on Facebook? I have my answer on Instagram. Do I have my answer on Facebook? All right, we have our answer on Facebook. Answers are in. The answer to this question is the U.S. Marine Corps. Jermaine Scott won on Instagram, on Facebook, and Kayla Dixon out of Boca Raton won on Instagram. Yes, it was the U.S. Marine Corps. U.S. Marine Corps. All right, moving on. Facebook, are you ready? Instagram, are you ready? Here's our next question. What was the Honorable Elijah Muhammad's given name? What was the Honorable Elijah Muhammad given name? What was the Honorable Elijah Muhammad's given name? What was his full name? Elijah Muhammad. What was Honorable Elijah Muhammad's given name? No, Ebby Queen. No, not Muhammad Ali. Great question. There's no such thing as wrong answers. All right, Mia Sean on Instagram. Mia Sean on Instagram has the answer. Gonna give Facebook just, all right. Facebook has the answer. The answer for this question is Elijah Poole. Thank you, Jermaine Scott on Facebook, and thank you, Kayla Dixon on Instagram. Thank you, Kayla Dixon, Instagram. Elijah Poole on Facebook. He has nobody over there. Child Connie and Miss Byers, y'all are trying to keep up, but Jermaine Scott is really nailing these questions. So answer. So definitely, Elijah Poole was that answer. All right, we're moving on to our next question. Our next question. Are you ready? Facebook, are you ready? Instagram, are you ready? Here we go. Which U.S. president ended segregation in the U.S. Armed Forces by issuing an executive order? Which U.S. president ended segregation in the U.S. Armed Forces by issuing an executive order? And this is how you really use an executive order, not to what you were being used for this day and time. But this U.S. president ended segregation in the U.S. Armed Forces by issuing an executive order. Which president was this? We have our answer on Instagram. Kayla, we have our answer on Facebook. That was quick. We have our answer, and the answer to this question is Harry S. Truman. Yes. Kayla Dixon on, no, wait, sorry. No, Ebby Queen. I apologize. Ebby Queen on Instagram came back for that one. And Jermaine Scott on Facebook. Jermaine Scott on Facebook. Kayla, Ebby Queen, thank you. Got that answer. Let me correct myself. Ebby Queen and Jermaine Scott got this particular answer correct. All right, we're moving on. We're moving on to our next question. Are we ready? Facebook, are we ready? Instagram, are we ready? All right. Who was the youngest boxer to win the heavyweight title? Who was the youngest boxer to win the heavyweight title? Welcome, FANM NWA Join. Thank you so much for joining us today. Who was the youngest boxer to win the heavyweight title? The youngest boxer to win the heavyweight title. I have my answer on Facebook. I have my answer on Instagram. We have our answer, Jermaine Scott. Thank you for that answer on Facebook. And want to make sure D Brown 823. Thank you for your answer. The answer to that question is, of course, he's coming back. Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson. The answer is Mike Tyson. He was the youngest boxer to win the heavyweight boxing champion. And have you heard? Mike Tyson, at the age of 50-some years, is coming back into boxing. Recently, they said that his movement is as fast as the current guys that are boxing now. So that is going to be amazing to see Mike Tyson back in the ring. I hope he is wiser than when Muhammad Ali came back in to fight Larry Holmes. But we shall see. We shall see. Welcome back to Mike Tyson. So that answer went to D Brown H23 and Jermaine Scott. Just want to make sure it was D Brown. Yes, it was. All right, we are moving on to our next question. The next question we have for today. Which African American improved and patented the rotary blade lawnmower? Which African American improved and patented the rotary blade lawnmower, the everyday lawnmower that we're using to cut yards? Again, African Americans built these things because we were the ones having to do the work. African Americans invented a lot of these things that we see today because blacks were the ones doing the work. Which African American improved and patented the rotary blade lawnmower? quite, Evie Queen. Not quite D Brown. All right. We have our answer on Facebook. We have our answer on Instagram. We have our answer on Facebook and Instagram. John Albert Bird. Jermaine Scott, you must have an encyclopedia near you. And Mia Sean 02. Mia Sean 02, the answer was John Albert Bird. John Bird, yes. And notice that we said he improved and invented and patented. He invented and improved the patent for the lawnmower, because the lawnmower actually was the original lawnmower people used to cut grass was invented, I think, in England somewhere. But this black man improved this work of art that he had before him. Going on to the next question. Are we ready? Coming live to you from Overtown here at the Black Archives Historic Lyric Theater. I do want to give a shout out to our sponsors. Our sponsors, the Southeast Overtown Park West CRA, Community Redevelopment Agency, Michael Simpkins Foundation, Family Foundation. Thank you so much for the support. Miami-Dade County. Thanks to our board of directors. I see our board chair is on Instagram watching now. We appreciate everything that you do for us. Moving on. Which African American invented and improved the acoustic guitar that received a patent in 1886? Which African American invented, I apologize for the typo, invented and improved the acoustic guitar that received a patent in 1886? Anyone could give me that name. Which African American invented and improved the acoustic guitar that received a patent in 1896? Welcome aboard, Dames Keith. Thank you so much for coming on. Somebody's got to be Googling. Now, is this one that y'all let get away? Are we going to let this one slip away? Try not to go too far back on you this week. All right. We don't have an answer in for this one. Wait. No, that's not the answer, but we're going to go ahead and move this one forward. The answer is, Mia Sean got it in quick. She got it in at the last minute. Mia Sean got the answer in at the last minute before I switched to the answer. The answer is Robert F. Fleming. Robert F. Fleming. We're going to give that to Mia Sean over there on Instagram. Robert F. Fleming. Thank you so much for that answer. She got it in right before I hit the switch. I looked up and she had the answer. Congratulations, Mia Sean, for that answer. Robert F. Fleming. We are moving on. Let's go to some local history. Let's see where our local history buffs are at. Let's try this question. What was the first black high school in Coconut Grove? What was the first black high school named in Coconut Grove? I know some of my pioneers are going to get that answer. Some of my Miamians, some of our people that are watching us from far saying, we have no idea. But someone can answer this. All right, Mr. Brainan on Instagram. We have our answer on Instagram. We have our answer on Instagram. Do we have our answer on Instagram? Okay, I'm going to pause for a moment. I have my answer on Instagram just in case there's a delay before I go to the next answer. And the answer to this, answered by Mr. Brainan. No, Mr. Scott, that is an answer. Instagram has this answer. Is George Washington Carver Senior High. George Washington Carver Senior High was the first black high school in Coconut Grove, down here in sunny South Florida. We're going to move on. I got another local question for you. Y'all going to let Mr. Brainan attack y'all on this one? Here is that next local question. What was the first black high school in Liberty City? What was the first black high school in Liberty City? And yes, Mr. Brainan said it was the Orange and Green Hornets. The Orange and Green Hornets out of Carver. This question, what was the first black high school in Liberty City here in Miami, South Florida? Where are my pioneers that can answer this question? All right, I have my answer on Instagram and Facebook. This answer goes to Facebook, Miss Vanessa Byers. The answer goes on Instagram to Oscar Brainan. Oscar Brainan, and that answer is D.A. Dorsey High School. D.A. Dorsey High School, no, Mia Sean, not Northwestern, and I knew that you were going to say Northwestern, but D.A. Dorsey High School was the first Bulls before Northwestern. We see it as Dorsey Tech, but it was the first high school. It is a high school that Booker T. Washington played every year in the Turkey Bowl here in Overtown at Dorsey Park. D.A. Dorsey High School, prior to Northwestern, they was the Dorsey Bulls. And then Northwestern came along after they closed down when they built the new school. That new school was Miami Northwestern. So welcome. Thank you so much for those answers again. My good friend Vanessa with the Byers, as well as Oscar Brainan, Oscar JB1. Thank you so much. That's my Nuke brother right there. That's Fred. So, you know, he better answer those questions. All right, let's move on to our next question. Are we ready? This is another local question. Who was the first female principal of a senior high school in South Florida? Who was the first female principal of a senior high school in South Florida? This is a local question. Who was the first female principal of a senior high school in South Florida? Where are my pioneers at? I know somebody from a pioneer is going to answer this question. Let's start our music to see whether we have, give you some thinking time. That's what it is. Give you thinking time. Let's see. No, not Blanche Ely. I would say Miami. I would say more to Miami. Senior high school in Miami. Who was the first female principal of a senior high school in Miami? Sometimes when we think South Florida, we leave our brothers and sisters out in Palm Beach and Broward, but we'll say Miami. Who was the first? No. No, we're still working on that. Okay, we're going to reveal this particular answer. It goes further back than that. Francis Tucker. Does that name ring a bell? Francis Tucker. We're going to move on to our next question. Bernica Silver, definitely an amazing woman. Thelma Crowder, yes, definitely. Of course, Blanche Ely. Next question. Name the record corporation, the record corporation that was founded in a low-rent Detroit building in 1949. Name the record corporation that was founded in a low-rent Detroit building in 1949. Mr. Brandon, I'm going to come back with that answer in a little bit. All right, there's the answer on Instagram. There's the answer on Instagram to Oscar Brainan. The answer on Instagram is to Oscar Brainan. Do we have anybody on Facebook that has this answer? Going once. All right, we have our answer on Facebook, and that answer is Motown. The answer goes to Vanessa Woodard Byers, and the answer goes to Oscar Brainan. On Instagram. Motown Records, that's what it is. All right. Let's move on. Name the school that 9 black teenagers were the first black students to attend in Little Rock, Arkansas. Name the school that 9 black teenagers were the first black students to attend in Little Rock, Arkansas. All right, Oscar Brainan has that answer on Instagram. Do we have a Facebook answer? Karen Gibson says she posted first. I have Vanessa Byers above you on my post, but we'll maybe it's a lag. We have our answer on Instagram. Name. Facebook. Do we have that answer? All right, Ms. Kennard, thank you. The answer is in for both. Connie Kennard, Central High School, Oscar Brainan. No, was it Oscar Brainan? Yes, the answer is Central High School, the school, the Little Rock Nine, they were called. Rather than admit black students, the school decided that they would close the school instead of allowing blacks to attend this school. Going on to our next question. Our next question is, somebody from staff, please give me a time check if you can. We're going on. Local history. What is the name of the black area of Hialeah, Florida? In the city of Hialeah, Florida, what is the name of that black area that is known in Hialeah, Florida? Hialeah, Florida. Someone's going to give me that name. I can't see that. What is the name of the black area in Hialeah, Florida? All right. I'll give that to Oscar JB1 on Instagram. Do we have anybody on Facebook that knows the name of the black neighborhood in Hialeah, Florida? To this day, it still exists. Okay, we're going to go on. That answer is Seminole. Seminole, yes, this is a black neighborhood in, yes, Connie, I don't think anybody have introduced you to that area yet. Maybe that's a place we need to kind of visit during our Black History tours. Seminole is the black area that's in Hialeah. It was a shared space. A lot of Seminole Indians and blacks settled there. This is on the southeast side of Hialeah, right at the borders. When you cross over, somebody asked me, Sean asked, where is it at? It's right across, I think, West 4th Avenue. You had to cross over a bridge, and it's there, right off of 7, not too far from 79th Street. That's a black neighborhood. I had family that lived out there, and we would go visit. It was a whole another world when you went out to Seminole, Florida. So yes, definitely. Seminole, Florida. Seminole is the black neighborhood in Overtown. I mean, in Hialeah. I'm sorry, in Hialeah. We're moving on. Here we go. We got a little bit more time for a couple more questions. And Connie Kennard got it on Facebook. Connie Kennard had the answer on Facebook. What was the Buffalo Soldiers' motto? What was the Buffalo Soldiers' motto? And this will be our last question of today. What was the Buffalo Soldiers' motto? Start my music for the last question of today. What was the Buffalo Soldiers' motto? Come on, get those Google fingers ready. I don't know what happened to Jermaine Scott. He kind of disappeared over on Facebook. He was knocking down all the answers. So, but what was the Buffalo Soldiers' motto? We got to get an answer to this particular question. No, not quite. Not quite. The Buffalo Soldiers' motto. All right, we have our answer on Facebook. Connie Kennard is the first one to answer on Facebook. Do we have an Instagram answer? Do we have an Instagram answer? Pat Brandon said ride or die. We're going to call it. Here's our answer. Here's our answer that we're looking for is ready and forward. Ready and forward. Ready and forward. All right, Mia Sean came in after we posted the answer. So I really want to thank everybody this week for Jeopardy Noir. We've been trying to make sure we stay within dreadlock roster. That's a good joke. So listen, we want to stay within our time limits, making sure that we can get the whole show into Instagram, since it only gives us like an hour to really broadcast. I want to thank everyone that is being so loyal to coming on and following me on this Jeopardy Noir. I also want to thank those who follow the Black Archives, period. When you're following us on our Instagram platform, on our daily shows that comes from our staff, our archivists, assistant archivists, our community archivists, as well as Camila Pritchard with our Story Times in Color. I want to thank everybody that follow us for Lyric Live online. We're going to do it every week. It was so successful on last Friday night at 8 o'clock. We're going to do Lyric Live again on our Lyric Theater MIA page. Lyric Theater MIA page. I'm being told that the winners are Mia Sean 02 on Instagram and Jermaine, who disappeared at the end. Connie kind of came back and really was getting it in, and Vanessa, but Jermaine on Facebook won this week of Jeopardy Noir. I invite you guys to continue to join us as we practice this safer at home. Thank you, Abby Queen, for saying this is great fun and entertainment. We really appreciate you are on every week. We certainly appreciate it. Thank you, Karen Gibson, for saying thank you. Thank you, Connie Kennard, Vanessa Byers, Jermaine, Jermaine that was on. We appreciate you. We hope to see you again tomorrow on our Instagram channel with Louis Berthen, our assistant archivist, and hope to see you on Friday for virtual field trips. And I'm still working on what we're going to do this Friday, trying to stay safe. And we also want you to join us on Saturday morning for our story times in color. We certainly appreciate you. And we hope to see you on Friday night on our Lyric Theater MIA handle. Lyric Theater MIA handle. She said, if you go to Houston, check out the Buffalo Soldier Museum and the Black Cowboys Museum. On Instagram, Mia Sean is saying, if you go to Houston, check out the Buffalo Soldier Museum and the Black Cowboys Museum. Thank you again. Thank you for saying this is a fun and a nice break from my work day. Thank you. We appreciate you, D. Brown, for coming on 823. Certainly say thank you. We need you to tell a friend, to tell a friend, to tell a friend to join us for this amazing virtual programming that we're doing from the Black Archives. As we continue to stay safe, we continue to stay in our homes and stay practice social distancing, continue to consult with the professionals on this thing. We hope to see you very, very soon. Coming to you live. Appreciating everything that you do. My name is Timothy Barber. I am the Executive Director of the Black Archives, and this has been this week Jeopardy Noir session. We appreciate you. Thank you so much. We'll see you next week.